Okay, yes. What's going on? Boxed Off Podcast, episode 42. 42. So we're here. We've got the first guest of the year. We told the people we're going to get some guests on a bit more this year. But we're here with Ronnie. Obviously, Will, you're here as well, aren't you?
Bless up. Ronnie, what are you telling everyone?
Thank you very much for having me.
Yeah, first of all, bro, introduce yourself. Let the people know who you are, what you do, and we'll take it from there, bro.
Okay, I'm Ronnie Zyon, but my friends call me Reaper, and I make music. All types of art, but mostly music.
Mostly music, nice, sick.
Big up.
So we first met must have been a couple months ago now.
Was it December or November?
Easy.
Was it
November?
Was it November?
Yeah,
It was months ago, weren't it?
I only know because I only got a trim the other day. You know what I mean? My Bob was telling me I hadn't seen you since.
Oh, that's last time you got a trim.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
How often do you get a trim?
Just for occasions, really.
Is it hard to maintain?
Yeah.
I can imagine.
But I kind of like wolfing, like
Oh.
vamping, and like hibernating.
Right, okay.
Nah,
I get
right.
that.
You know what I mean? I only step out like.
See, I can't do that, mate. I need a trim every week, mate.
You're probably out all the time.
Hit and miss. I mean, like, obviously I've got short hair in it, so like, I mean, this is like how many days old now? So I got mine done on Friday.
Okay.
And like, I feel long now, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get that.
Tuesday.
Can you tell why it's called Boxed Off Pod now?
Yeah.
That's the brand.
Shout out Trins, man.
Yeah.
Come on.
That's the thing. But yeah, we first met a few months ago now, didn't we? And we was at we spoke about it on the pod before. We was at the Lancey Faux IMDb event in town.
Yeah.
And I was lucky enough to like interview both IMDb and Lancey. And off the back of that, it was so funny because we found it hilarious because we got super drunk. I don't think I saw you in the event as such.
I don't think. Yeah.
We got super pissed, like bladdered, and I said it on a previous episode of the pod. Yeah, like I interviewed Lancey, and like I knew when I was going to the event, I was like, yeah, you're interviewing Lancey. So I prepped all my questions and stuff, and then last minute he was like, oh yeah, you're interviewing IMDb as well, and there's me like,
oh shit,
bear drink. I had so much to drink. I was
sat there. I remember
sitting there going.
Was this after the interviews or?
So I interviewed Lancey, and then I thought my job. I thought my job was done. So I was like smashing the drinks, and then I was like, got the call up saying, "Oh yeah, you're interviewing IMDb now as well." And I remember thinking, "Fuck you now." So I remember sitting down and I was going to him, help me write some questions, and I was like, "Shit, it's rocking like that."
And shit and that, yeah. But the thing is, it was a free bar when we got there, and we got there a bit early anyway.
Okay.
So we were slapping off this free bar, you know. Like,
Yeah, as it would.
And they were like, "Yeah, we'll do that."
Before work was done, type.
Yeah, of course. And then obviously it just got a bit heavy.
How did you go though?
No, it was sick. But like, as I say, like we did all that, and then it was so funny because we were steaming, and then all the music had finished, and then I went back in. It was after Lancey finished, and then I went into his dresser, and then just said like well done. It was a sick show.
Okay, sweet.
See you later. And he's like, well, what are you guys doing now? I'm like, well, fuck all. Like, I've got to be up for work at 7. Like I'm going home. He's like, oh nah, come to the after party, and that's where we saw you at the after party, didn't we? Which was mad.
It was jumping like before.
Yeah.
The after party was chilling.
The only problem with that after party was there was no gal. There was one or two gal there. One or two gal with henno bumpers, yeah, but there was.
It was quiet.
It was quite well. It was a based one chilling.
Yeah, as I mentioned before, didn't we, as well on a net where I remember we was in that party and then some girl came up to us and was like, "Where are you from?" And we were like Manchester. And she's like, "Whereabouts?" And we were like, "Oh, same side." She went, "You're not even from fucking Manchester?" And crying her eyes out. Was having a countdown with her.
It's not that deep.
It's not
obviously you live in the centre, innit?
Yeah.
You've come out here now. So we are just like the outskirts, and this bird was deep in it, like.
I get that.
Yeah, so.
I was thinking about literally moving out of the.
Like the centre?
Yeah. It's too quiet out here though.
Yeah, it's quite. Do you know what? Yeah,
it's alright.
It's you know what I mean. If you know where you go, if you know your area, then it's alright.
If you grew up here,
like we can have good local nights around here, but if we want a big night, we'll obviously go into town anyway. I mean, because that's where more shit's going on. But
I get that.
It's chilling around here, man. You know what I mean. You got to know your spots.
Town's played out.
Yeah. Do you know what? Yeah, I think we've said that before. Even me, like. I don't even like going out there now. I only go for like an occasion or something. Do you know what I mean?
Literally.
Just if it's like a do or something, or someone's birthday and they want to go big.
Literally, and even then I'll be like, do you really want to go?
Do you actually really want to? Really want to go spend all that money?
Serious?
You might not get in.
It could be exactly. It's gonna be cold.
Do you really want to pay £8 for a double?
You know what I mean? I got happier with some scran and, you know what I mean, maybe some dupes and
just chill.
Come on, bro.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
But yeah, I think one thing that I wanted to, well, obviously we're here to talk about music, yeah, as such, and just you as a person and just life or whatever. But one thing that I wanted to do was just sort of take it straight back to like the beginning, and just sort of, because one thing that I think is important, yeah, obviously, because, forgive me if I'm not hitting it right, but you're sort of at the beginning of your journey as such, in terms of where you want to take it,
Literally.
So I think one thing that I think is important for musicians is for people to not only resonate with the music when they first hear it, but to resonate with the person. So I do want to sort of like strip everything back and get to know you as a person as well as the music, if you get me.
I get that.
So when you first started and when you first sort of found music, like where was you? What was you listening to? How old was you? And what sort of made you really want to start and get into it?
Okay, well, I've been making music as far as I can remember. I used to make beats, and then I used to make bad beats. I was just inside all the time, making beats. I was missing shit all the time. And then got to a point where I was sending so many beats out, I wasn't getting back what I wanted.
Okay.
And I thought, you know what, fuck this, I'm gonna jump on myself. You get me?
Fairs,
And then
yeah,
I literally ended up at that point. But yeah, probably since I was like 13, 14, I'm about, for over 10 years, I've just been chopping it up, you know what I mean? But I'm literally obsessed with making music, you know what I mean? I've been making music tonight.
Oh, right, shit. You got so after this. Oh, you going after this?
Yeah.
Alright, calm. So when you was younger then, and I say you've been making music all your life now then, pretty much, who did you first listen to, like a first artist that you like, kind of want to style yourself on, or you thought got inspiration from, something like that?
I think I've literally always been like a music nerd. So like, just all types of music. The music that made me want to start making music is grime, really.
Yeah.
But I listened to other shit before that. So I was obsessed with like, I couldn't even talk about it because I was young and shit, and I thought I'd get judged. But I used to listen to like Radiohead and shit like that. And Muse, I used to love shit like that. Just music that make me feel like, just like ethereal music.
Like a certain way about something.
Yeah, like just it feels deeper type shit.
I always say I ain't no musician, but like if someone asks me what music I like, I would always say I like everything because I can appreciate all types of music.
You can appreciate good music.
You can take so much stuff from so different types of genres.
Literally.
And especially if you're a young musician and you're growing up, you can like make your own thing out of that, craft it, take the sounds, and
literally.
That's what I would always say. So I mean, the answer doesn't surprise me because I think that all music in a way is inspiring.
You can take from all music, and
of course.
And it's just one tiny thing that changes what genre it is. So for example, I clock making beats that I changed the drums. It's a different, completely different genre, but it's the same like
same feel.
Thing. Yeah. So I got obsessed with Liquid, which is like Liquid DMV from.
Okay.
I think it's from Mani, really.
Yeah.
Before I even moved to Mani, right?
Right. Okay.
And I was just obsessed with that, just because the sounds were just mad. The only thing that was different was the drums, and so everyone would be there. I used to DJ as well. Like when I went to uni in Newcastle, and I was every time I DJ. People would get into it, you know what I mean? But then as soon as they heard like something D&B about it, that's when they start thinking, oh, what's this? They start hating, but you know what I mean? It's the core of the tune, you know what I mean? More times the drums that take it this way, that way. You know what I mean?
But I think what's cool about the fact that you say that, I don't think there's any embarrassment or like anything like that attached to being admitting to listening to like Radiohead and Muse and stuff, because for like a music nerd, like I would say I am one as well, like massively. And if you actually look at the musical aspects of that genre, even like, because at my job we did something like with Metallica not too long ago, and like off the back of that I like really studied Metallica, and like that sort of era of like heavy metal, rock. That stuff. I know Muse isn't as such. It's not the same. You won't put it in the same bracket as them.
Yeah, but it's still like
the musicality of it.
Yeah,
and
that's what it is.
What goes into it. It's
there's
mental.
There's more that you can play with.
There's layers.
Yeah. So like, I literally went to school one time. This guy played me some beats, and he was like, "I made these." What the fuck? How did you make that? It was grime, and it was just how simple grime beats were back in the day, like literally like pots and pans. He was like, "How the fuck did you make that?" So I went home and I just got on it, fully got on it. And them times I wasn't even crazy into grime. I just had to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was just a kid and shit.
I hear that.
And just like to fit in
yeah,
and shit.
of course, just the wave in it. I guess.
Yeah. But then I got to a point where I was like, fuck all this.
Yeah. You get to that point where you've listened to everything, you can take from that, and then there might be a point where you think, fuck what anyone else thinks.
Yeah.
Like, you know what sound you like probably the most.
Yeah.
And
So why not go
and do your thing.
It's
You know what I mean?
literally came with like just accepting myself type shit. You know?
Yeah.
I just think maybe I'm weird for not liking, not that I didn't like this and that.
Yeah. But
Like, I like other things more.
Yeah, you could see like, let's say some of your mates or something are all listening to something and you might not like it, but then you may feel a certain way like for not liking it.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
you get to that point where you realise that everyone's their own person.
Yeah,
you
it
know what I
literally
mean?
doesn't matter.
Like what you want. But,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Judgmental.
And if I do get judged for that, then it's not on me.
I mean, they're the ones judging you,
Literally.
trust me.
Literally.
Facts.
Yeah, but like I think it's so interesting, like grime, because I would probably say that I am a grime purist. If that's the like, because I'll get onto this later on, but like touching on it lightly, like so many people are trying to argue that the genre is dead, which is completely that's fiction. Like it's not.
It's gone into everything else.
Exactly, and that's one thing that I took from what Lancey Foe said, is that Lancey Foe makes grime tunes. Like a lot of his stuff is grime.
Literally.
And I was listening to a pod before on the way home from work, and it was, you know, Manga Say Hello, who was in Real Deep, saying that like the latest grime tune that came out like recently was Clash with Stormzy and Dave, but people won't admit that that's grime.
Yeah.
People hate to admit that that's grime because apparently grime's not the cool thing anymore because it's not drill, it's not rap.
I get that. People don't wanna like grime, but I remember I got in there I got in the studio with a producer called Oxygen, and he told me, like, not telling me to do it, but just a tip. And he was like, yo, just try jump on some beats with a grime flow. Like, do you know what I mean? Whatever it is. I was like, oh shit, alright, cool, I tried that. And when I tried that, I just clocked literally almost everything I listened to has got kind of like a grime flow to it, do you know what I mean? Everything's speeded up 140 BPM. So people just love to hate on it, but it's literally in everything now.
Bro, the thing is, it is in everything, and like all other genres going from there now, they all take, they all take inspiration from it. Even stuff like, I don't know, like people say like drill now is popping and stuff like that, but there's obviously like references to grime and stuff.
Drill
like
is
that.
grime.
You know what I mean? And it's taken a complete different twist on it.
Yeah.
But it's still the fundamentals there.
Yeah.
And you can't ignore that. You know what I mean?
Literally.
If you say you ignore it, then you don't really know it then.
Literally.
You know what I mean?
It's kind of mad to think how grime's literally pushed past that, because been getting that kind of pushback the whole time.
Yeah, trust.
That's the thing. It comes in dips and peaks and troughs. Like without grime coming back in, obviously it was popping back in the day or whatever. Obviously when Dizzy and Wiley and all them were doing their thing, and obviously it went away, and that's when all these people like Skeppy and Wiley were making the club tunes, and obviously Giggs sort of put the fundamentals down of UK rap, but let's not forget that Giggs was also doing grime in some parts and all that. Giggs was still doing it, and then it came back from 2014 to 2016ish. And that's when it sort of blew up again, and then off the back of that then allowed the doors to open for the likes of like J Hus and for those kind of things, because grime it's a combination of Parsaloo, there's dancehall, there's garage in it, it's jungle, it's everything just merged into one to create this mad sound that everyone calls grime. But let's not forget that as Will said and what you said, that those same fundamentals have been put into everything, whether that be UK rap, whether that be drill, dancehall.
While you were saying that, I just clocked like why I think grime is being like kind of pushed against. Not pushed against, but it's being tough for grime to be a big thing. Because back them times, everyone used to try and make a radio tune. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You get to a certain point, like, where's that radio tune? Dizzy Rascal, Chip, everyone.
And you see that like some of the biggest artists back then, so like I said, let's say Dizzy Rascal, Chip, have all done radio tunes, all gone big, but they stem from grime. You know what I mean?
I get that.
Even it's the case, like, obviously if you look at like Wiley or something and they've made like big pop bangers or something like that, done massive features, and the tracks go off, but it all...
Literally, that's what I think, as soon as you get to a certain level in grime, everyone doesn't want
They don't want
grime
to be kind of associated.
Look at Stormzy, let's say.
Yeah, bro.
His first album, I was thinking sick.
Yeah, bad.
It's gonna be hella grind, but it's gospel.
Yeah, bro.
I'm not complaining, but
Trust me, bro, that Gang Signs and Prayers, yeah, obviously it won shitloads, didn't it? And it's a good album, yeah, but it's not what you see him as, do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I'd even say someone like Skepta. Like Skepta at the start was, but even when Skepta brings out new tracks now, well, I mean he doesn't drop anything anymore because apparently he's retiring and that.
Yeah,
But even
yeah.
like that little EP that he did, the 4-track one, like you still have essences of it in there. He's someone who can hold it still, but he's bigger than all of them.
Have you seen that freestyle on Skepta's freestyle?
With Fumes Engineer?
Yeah. Dumb.
Mate, yeah, silly it is. You know what I mean? But that's how easy it is for someone like
To
him.
bring it
He
back,
can just
he could
jump
just
straight back on that, and do an absolute madness.
that was too sick. I want
Easy,
more of that.
bro.
yeah.
The thing is though, yeah, but when you talk about Stormzy's, yeah, everyone sort of jumps on like on the like he's gone commercial boat or whatever. But I think even when you tell it back in, yeah, so they say everyone started making their pop tunes back in the day. Dizzy did it, Chip did it, all them, yeah. But let's sort of not forget that Dizzy already dominated the UK on grime.
Already had Boy in the Car and stuff like
It's
that. Yeah.
It's just a point where he decided to.
He decided to get the bigger bag. That's
Yeah,
what it is.
that's what it
You know
is,
I mean?
so it's
that's
bag.
where the dough's at.
It's literally bag.
That's what people see as a winner.
I didn't want to say it, but it's literally
True,
the bag.
Yeah, of course.
But so we say, okay, so what is like the fundamentals of grime? What is it? It's black music, yeah. Grime is black, right? So I think that. Yeah, fair enough. Stormzy isn't someone that I listen to on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah.
It's not. It's someone that I respect massively.
Trust me.
But I think that people complain about Stormzy selling out and doing whatever, because a lot of people have done.
Yeah.
But why? Because even though we say, okay, it's not, you expected grime, but it was gospel, and obviously you're not complaining, but you say he's sold out, but yet the reason why everyone was so happy for Stormzy is because he's taken black music and taken it to a next level. But he's still doing that now because isn't gospel black?
Yeah,
I get that.
Do you get me? So he's
it was one of those when you can say that about a lot of different types of music. The thing is, I just thought then in America and stuff, a lot of people stay trappy like themselves all the way to the end. And they, like look at Lil Baby or something, right? He's exactly the same.
Like, even someone like someone like NBA Youngboy.
Yeah.
He dropped a new thing the other day.
Yeah.
Every track that he drops, they're all the same.
Yeah.
And he's done like 6 albums, and they're all like
they're all
the same. And they all slap. Every single one. Massive.
And yeah, I mean, he's got like a sturdy fan base. He will chart every single time he drops some shit.
Trust me.
But he has not had to change a single thing about who he is. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I think that's the thing over here. But it's just a bag.
Yeah.
There's only so much bag you can get from like underground things, and
that's the thing. Yeah, that's definitely the thing that's changed the most is the money that's involved. Because I say when I was listening to that pod before that Manga was on, like when he was absolutely popping off with God knows how many number ones when he's in Roll Deep. People that are like super underground now are making a lot more money than what he was making when he was at the top. So even if you look at someone like who's like a sort of like an underground king, if you look at like Nave Smalls, who's like obviously he's still popping, but he's on an underground level. Nave Smalls, he'd be making a shitload more money than what Manga and what Roll Deep were making then. Do you know what I mean?
I think that's coming with like shows as well, you know.
Oh, 100%.
Because I remember back in the day when they used to stop every single show.
Lock 'em off.
I remember there was a gig show that everyone was gassed for, like gassed. Do you know what I mean? And they had to lock it up.
Yeah.
And Giggs wasn't able to perform for years. Especially when Drake got involved, that's when he could start performing.
Elevated it, trust me. It's mad, innit? It's mad.
But I guess that's because it's. I think it's sad because I do think all that those times were completely obviously some trouble happened or whatever.
But it's kind of the same as now, like
exactly. Like I honestly reckon it was just genuinely just racist then.
Yeah.
It was literally just a racism thing. But now because this scene is becoming like a lot more white fans are getting into it and stuff, and the crowds are a bit more diverse than what they used to be. The police are sort of okay with it.
I think they're also realizing it's just music types of issues.
Because
a lot of these drill guys will even tell you themselves that it's not. It's entertainment.
Yeah,
what they're saying.
trust.
Do you get me? Like, but yeah.
It's mad the way, like, even like I said, then all grime raves getting locked off and stuff like. It would probably still happen now. You'll hear about it more as well now, because you live in a social media world where everything is put on platforms straight away. But it's always going to happen. There's always going to be stuff going on, but you can't categorise one point of music. To be fair,
literally, and it's actually very recent that shows have been allowed to happen.
Trust.
When they know that it's going to be trappy there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. But I do think it's 100%, but some genuinely do get locked off now because some musicians still do have fingers in other pies.
Yeah, that's right.
Do you know what I mean? Like, you can't tell me that every single. Obviously, the ones that are completely gone, like Central C, I'd be very surprised if it came out that he was still doing whatever. He's not. Same with. But even Digger though, Digger
Digger's a prime
allegedly does he still have fingers in other pies? I
They
don't
still
know.
do like wild stuff.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, those guys are still independent, which I think is sick.
Yeah.
So, Digger, Sench, yeah, them two are still independent. Biggest,
and
like,
they're putting on as well.
the biggest.
AJ Trace is independent.
No
Yeah.
way.
Is it?
Always been
That's
independent. He's always been independent.
Have you guys listened to Dig That at all?
Yeah, dig
Well,
that.
he's signed.
Is
Yeah.
Yeah. But can you see the difference between like
Yeah.
how they get to drop whatever they
Of
want
course,
when they want?
that's the thing, especially
Okay.
especially someone like Digger D who kind of works on his own terms. And we spoke about it before, when he got out of prison, did that documentary, and we don't even see it, did a documentary when he was getting watched for everything he did.
Yeah.
And like he had to drop he couldn't say certain things in tracks, and he was still making tracks that slapped, but like in certain ways, and like he has control of his own career.
Literally.
Even though he's being watched by like police because he's on high alert and shit, but he can still put out what he
It's
wants.
up to him.
It's crazy, man. It's
Yeah.
crazy. Do you know what I mean? So big up Digger D.
It kind of shows how it's going.
Yeah, of course.
You know what I mean, how labels are being.
Even how like music
pushed
is
to the
changing,
side.
like you don't need a label to pop.
Literally.
You know what I mean? There's 3 artists you just named there,
Mhm.
which are all killing it, who everyone knows.
Literally. Yeah.
Mad, innit? It's crazy, man.
Well, I think being tied to a label can work one or two ways. I think sometimes it can 100% elevate your career, and some artists do need it. I.e., for example, one that springs to my mind is Young's Teflon, who's sort of like an absolute certified rapper in the game that's been cemented in it for over a decade, but he still relies on record labels to A, pay his bills to allow him to make music, because he hasn't been able to sort of generate a fan base that has grown and taken to that next level. I think for some people that when it sort of stagnates, sometimes you might need a label just for that financial freedom to allow you just to make music
I get that.
for a 6-month period without having to do anything else.
I get that. But the way I see it with that is the best thing they can do is the push. Do you know what I mean? That's literally the best they can do. Because otherwise, it's a lot of restrictions that hold you back in so many ways. I know someone who is signed, dipped out for a bit on holiday, came back, and a song is being put up without his approval type shit. Yeah, and he was not happy about that, obviously. Type.
Would you ever get signed? If someone offered you a bag there, would you ever take a signing?
It wouldn't be an instant yes.
Yeah,
there'd be a lot of.
Probably depends on the bag as well.
Yeah. Even then, I'd have to be like, if they're offering you, what, 100 bags?
Yeah.
You're probably worth more than that.
Yeah, of course.
100%.
There's a thing in it. I seen a thing. Who was it? I can't remember who it was, but it said like if someone, it might no. Do you know what? Yeah, it was Floyd Mayweather boxing in it. So he said the like Showtime or fucking someone offered him a contract for like 5 million. And they were like, if they're offering me 5 million now, imagine how much money I can actually make on my own.
Exactly.
Like, and it's all like you said before. It's like you need that push, man. That mindset. If you can actually get in that way of thinking, how can I do this myself? Build a team.
It's a longer road,
but
it's definitely a longer road.
But it's a 1,000,000% more beneficial.
Yeah. Right. And it's better to take it the longer way.
That's the thing, though. I feel like if you sign to a label, I think that okay. So for example, right, say for example you popped off on TikTok here overnight, and next thing Sony came knocking and said, right, we want to sign you now we want you to do an EP deal, and then so you'll sign with them for 12 months, and they'll say, right, okay, we want a 5-track EP by the end of the year. We'll do X amount of music videos, X amount of this, X amount of that. So say for example, and they say, right, we want you to make music that sounds like this. Okay. We need it to sound like that. So you do that, and then after the 12 months has passed, and that sound that the label have forced that artist to do for the last year has completely saturated and died down, and it isn't popular anymore. Then the label are going to drop them.
Yeah.
And then they're going to go, well, I'm known for this music now, and no one's interested in me. So it's literally like they've taken, instead of taking one small step forward by being independent, they've probably taken 10 big steps back after being dropped by a major.
Yeah, where I see it, it's a business.
Yeah.
They just want money. They don't care about your longevity. No. They don't care about niche, but making money right there and then.
Trust me, it's facts, innit? You know what I mean? Obviously, that's what they sign you for.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And
that's
so
why you try to control it.
If there's any love for it, like, it's better to literally try do it yourself.
Do it yourself,
And it's worth a try.
Yeah, of course.
And until they start offering mad P's, you can't say no
I think it'll be tough if you're an artist who, for example, so you as an artist, I'm sure, because I've seen a lot of things like you're sitting on tracks, like you've got music there that you could push out anytime really, and you know that you've got, let's say you've got that 20 tracks you can push out. But if you're an artist who doesn't have a lot, who's big off singles, who's dropped a few big tracks and they've popped off, and then you don't really have, and you sat on anything, and then a label comes to you, and then you might think, right, I'm getting off at bags here to sign for these.
Literally any time they come knocking at your door, it's gonna look nice.
Yeah, of course.
It's better than what you're doing already.
Yeah, trust lump sum, man. Do you know what I mean? You see that, you're thinking, right, I'll get a new car.
Like I said, I know someone in that situation who's getting a pattern.
Yeah.
They've got a yard, this and that. Do you know what I mean? Studio time, whatever. But there's a lot of drawbacks.
It's not theirs, is it? They don't have control.
The love for it would go from like so quick.
The thing is, people forget it's not your money. It's not. It's a loan.
You have to pay it back.
It's a loan. You have to pay it back.
In advance. So.
And at the end of the day, it makes. I can imagine a lot of musicians. It makes music a job. Whereas you want to do music for the enjoyment. You do what feels right for you, innit? And then if you're being forced and you're like, it's like imagine if you already had a job and then you're working again and then like you're being pushed to do it and it's. Surely you won't get the same. Obviously, some artists will benefit from it. Like I said, there is some people who work good for. But it's like forcing you and pushing you to do something that maybe trying.
They're in control at the end. They're in control,
especially when there's obligations and deadlines.
Yeah, and it's best to get to a point where they have no choice but to give you all the creative freedom you want. Because they want you. You know what I mean? But you've got to do that yourself first.
Do you really think Ed Sheeran's being told what to make?
No, because they needed him.
Because they needed him.
You know what I mean? They would have given him whatever he wanted.
Yeah.
Just to get onto.
Do you think Adele went to Sony, right? Okay, guys, I'm coming back now.
Exactly.
And then they turn around and go,
she does what she wants.
Yeah,
she'll drop when she wants.
Literally.
Whatever she wants.
Whenever, mate.
Yeah.
But that's the thing,
Look when he dropped that project with bare features on it.
Yeah, and
you could tell he just wanted to do that.
Yeah, trust.
And no one could say no.
And then the label backed it to the high heavens.
As a label, you'd be stupid not to back, let's say, Sheeran or Adele. Let them drop what they want, because whatever they drop, they've got people there going to listen to it.
Exactly.
But that just comes down to the point. It's because they're the shop window.
Yeah.
And that product isn't going out of date anytime soon.
Yeah, I get that.
Whereas if it's someone...
literally. So
I hate to use the RD one. I hate to use the RD one, but I swear he's signed now.
Yes.
And
it's timely. It's now. Not even. It's literally not even 15 minutes. Do you know what I mean? It's literally like a quick thing.
Yeah.
I think people are already over it. Do you know what I mean?
I hear you.
If you're trying to make it any way long, then it's going to take long.
Yeah, they do say on average, like especially in rap and in the UK, they do say you've got a 3-year window.
Yeah.
And if you break that 3-year window, then
you're good.
You're good. You're good. But if they always say like as well. What else do they say? Like the first album's always good, but you always need to make sure your second one's better. Because if your second one's not better than the first one, then you're done.
Then it's done.
It's done. So.
Literally.
That's the thing with labels. There comes so much pressure, so many extra deadlines, so many obligations that you have to. And say for example, I don't know. Oh shit, my EP's due in next week, and I need to write 2 more tracks that I just can't. I can't find the ones that I need. And then you probably might be putting out work that's not up to your standard that you want, but you have to do it because you.
There's someone told me about they went into a studio session and they had an executive sat in there, like just with a clipboard. Like that's gonna fuck up the vibe somehow. You know what I mean? That's gonna fuck it up.
Sure, it's pressure.
You know what I mean? Because like who's that? Like they don't even know who the guy.
Of course.
Is literally there with a clipboard. They go and make a banger.
Good sound or that.
Do you know what I mean?
His vocals.
Like what are you writing?
Like chill, man. Come on, you know what I mean? It's crazy, man. And that world, man, is crazy.
It actually is.
If you can pattern it, and you can actually, you can do it independently, and you can pop off. Imagine the self. Like the benefits, how good you feel.
Where I see it is, if you got 10,000 people that are checking in, but it's like half-assed, there's literally no point. Because if there's 100 people really going obsessing, as opposed to someone who's got like 200 people checking in, but all those 200 people are locked in.
Come on.
Do you know what I mean? That literally matters more. I mean, that
Dead right,
literally,
dead right. Real fans.
Yeah,
Real fans, not half-hearted.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? And if you're a musician, I can imagine that's what you want.
Yeah,
You want your
1
music to
million
touch.
percent.
Like a Little Sims vibe. You see,
100%.
Little Sims has got that cult following that follows her back, which is different now because she's gone.
And for me, that's how I see, like, you can literally go forever because then people are gonna fuck with you. Whatever you drop, whenever you drop, they're just locked in.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's
What,
fair. Do you listen to Brent at all?
Brent Fight?
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet.
No.
Brent is independent as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can imagine that, to be fair.
Mm-hmm.
I can see that, to be fair.
Home
I like his stuff.
Literally.
Got a good voice.
And he's just chilling, man. You know what I mean? As in he drops when he wants. He says yes to this, no to that. You know what I mean? Like,
Is Brent one of your favourite artists, would you say?
yeah, I fuck with Brent.
Who is your favourite? What artist? Yeah. So, question put to you now. Yeah. Someone says to you, you could do a dream collab with one artist. Who would it be? Deep ones.
That's big.
Yeah. Come on.
He's quite kind of. It feels a bit obvious, but Kanye probably.
Can you?
Yeah,
I feel like, I mean, especially.
Do you know what,
right
yeah,
now.
I don't
It
know.
feels like, it feels like he's like our age type shit.
Yeah.
Right now.
I get you. I get you. I
Yeah.
get you. But do you know what? Yeah, I imagine. I don't think there's anybody. Obviously, no one in the world, but no
Yeah.
one would turn down even a production or even a feature, anything.
Literally.
'Cause
That's what.
Stormzy
that's what
turned
I
down a
love,
Jay-Z
like-
feature, didn't he? You see that?
Yeah, that's mad. That.
You
Yeah.
see that? So Stormzy was in a room with Ed
Mhm.
and Jay-Z, and they were in I think
That's
Storm.
a big.
Because
Yeah.
the bag ain't big enough.
That's mad. I think just say yeah.
I think it was like
Jay-Z.
Stormzy and Ed just made that song that they've got. I can't remember what it goes like. It was at #1 for a million weeks anyway. But
Yeah.
so they were in this room, this hotel room or whatever, and they were just talking about music. Jay-Z and Stormzy and Ed were just talking about music, and then Jay-Z was like, "Right, okay, I've got this song. Like, let's just do it. Like, let's just do it, whatever." And they made it, and Stormzy was like, "You know what? Like, this doesn't sound like what I imagine a Stormzy and Jay-Z song to sound like. So I don't want to do it."
Fair play.
So he kept his integrity there, and then he turned around and said, like,
Respect.
apparently they just sat there and they spoke about London and what it's like to be black in London and grow up in London and all that. And apparently they just sat and spoke. And apparently Jay-Z was like, "You know what? Yeah, no one's ever had the guts to sort of
I get that,
his."
but I also feel like he's never gonna get that chance again.
Probably not.
And that maybe it's the way I think about it, but not that I don't have crazy value to my songs, but I literally make that many that I could give them out. Do you know what I mean? I'd be like, okay, just hold that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
It's
I
like
can make
a verse,
another
like,
one.
something like that, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But I fuck with a relationship, so just hold that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
To be fair, like you said then though, I'm sure, even though he said nah, I rate Jay-Z, kind of respects him a bit.
Yeah, he would have given
He'd
him
just been
some
like, "Do you know
respect
what,
for
yeah,
that.
fair play." 'Cause
Yeah.
I bet how many people would go up to Jay-Z and turn down
And be like, nah.
co-sign a feature?
Nah. The thing is, I'd more likely do that with Drake than
Would you?
Jay-Z or something.
Yeah, I mean,
it's not really
yeah,
gonna.
not the vibe there, I guess, or whatever like that.
It's like, it's not gonna hurt, and
Yeah.
it's just creating. When you're collaborating, that's a part of it. Do you know what I mean? You also gotta be willing to get their side, their interpretation on that tune. Otherwise, don't get anyone else on it. I'll tell people, nah, like, nah, I'm keeping this one, this song. You get me?
'Cause it's you.
If I really want that to be my thing.
Yeah.
But if I'm saying, yo, you can jump on it, I'm open to what you're coming with. And I'm not going to say you can jump on it unless I think you're crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To start with.
Rated.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. But I think going back into your music, so I listened to your stuff, yeah, and I was digging into your catalogue today, listening to it, yeah. And what I've found is that, in my opinion, from the first things that you put out on the streaming platforms to your most latest releases, there's just been a consistent and gradual growth and improvement
Thank you.
over time.
Facts.
That means a lot, you know.
100%. You can. I'm not even just saying that because you sat next to me. I'm just being like, this is what I do in it. You know what I mean?
I get that.
So yeah, as I said, there's been like a consistent and gradual growth, and each song is just sort of like leveled up the one previous.
Literally.
So, with that in mind, would you say that's just come from the idea of practice making perfect, or would you say that's come from both growing up life experience, and overall day to day, what you come across sort of vibe, if you get me.
Yeah, it's all. I think it's all of that because I've grown up and. Do you know what I mean? Like, the shit I talk about is probably less like naive than I used to. I used to have like a hippie view on the world. Do you know what I mean? That are like, do you know what I mean? It can't be all flowers and roses.
Yeah.
It gets more like real.
You grow into a real world and you realise that it ain't all that.
Yeah, literally, and so the subject matter might change, but also quality. I'm just obsessed. I've been obsessed for the longest.
Yeah.
So just purely off myself enjoying that tune and just making it the best it can be. Every song has ended up being. If someone asks me what's your favorite song of myself, I'll say the next one.
You're like,
because facts. Like,
of course, because you're sitting there and you're going to put more into that. And that, as well, if you're an artist and you put something out, so let's say like the latest track you put out, you're always going to want to up yourself anyway. You're always going to want to do more. And if it comes out and then
you want to drop it. Yeah, but even I was overthinking that a while ago, probably a year ago, before I thought, let's go crazy. But I deleted everything from before.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So I was like, shit, I'm starting again.
Yeah.
Completely new artist.
Yeah.
And then this year, like New Year's, that's when I put all the old shit back up again.
Okay.
Just because I was told, like, people would hit me up and tell me, put that back up. Like, I used to listen to that all the time.
In a way, yeah, it's good. I'd say, again, no artist yet, but you can see where you've come from. Do you know what I mean?
I get that.
See your roots, like, even like friends, close people to Virgin Music from day one.
Yeah.
They see where you started, and they see, like, let's say even like tracks that they like from there or something like that, and then you can see the progression, like he said. Let's say with me, like, I see the music you're making now, and it's good music, and it's catchy, man. You know what I mean? You feel the vibe, man. And like you can see the progression, you can see the leveling up, and it shows a sign of a good artist.
Yeah, I get that.
You're only gonna get better.
It's only gonna, I'm only gonna keep
Trust me.
going, dominating.
Of course. I rate that, man.
Literally, I think about it a lot.
What I would say, when you come on, when I asked you to introduce yourself, you said you're an artist, but you're a lot of other things as well. So one of the things that I take from yourself is like the production, like of your music videos.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like crazy, man. Do you know what I mean? The visuals and stuff, like so unique, you know. So how do you get like inspiration for that? Like I see the ones even for like London or Dots or something like that.
Yeah.
It's crazy, man.
More time, I only do the video if it's there already.
If you've got a vision for it and you know what you want to do.
Yeah. For a long time, I could not see my music visually.
Right. Okay.
And I thought I was just I don't know, I thought there's something wrong with me for that.
Yeah.
But then I just clocked it at some point that some songs are screaming for a video.
Yeah. See, I see that, like obviously not every artist does a music video, but sometimes if you drop a music video as well as a song, right, it tells another story as well as that, and it helps you depict the song as well. The big picture, man, do you know what I mean? And you see it and it's an eye opener, man.
Literally.
Like, me, I stream music, man. I don't really watch a lot of YouTube videos, but when I do, if an artist drops a track and there's a video with it as well, you'll watch that, and sometimes it can make you appreciate it more for a fact.
Yeah,
and
literally.
The
mad thing, I used to be that way, but then for a long time, for the past like 6 months, since I moved to Manage, I've just been the opposite. So I've just been watching videos first. That's where I find new music with a video. Yeah, and which is a whole thing that I tapped into. Yeah. And you know what I mean, it makes a whole difference because I used to listen to random artists that I didn't even know who they were, how they looked like, but I was forgetting that there's a whole other side to it.
It's like it's two stories, man. You know what I mean? There's listening to it and there's watching as well as. Do you know what I mean? And you can see something different from it, man.
Yeah, literally.
But I see your videos, and some of the latest ones, and I think, wow, that's mad. That.
Thank you, bro.
And production-wise, like lens-wise, man, it's just crazy, bro.
Literally, next one I'm doing is actually fire, but I'm also trying to do like less serious ones because with all of them, they're heavy.
Yeah, trust me, there's a lot going on. Do you know what I mean?
And like I do actually like think a lot about and put a lot into them. A lot of me might actually like drain me.
Yeah. Okay, I hear that.
Like literally put everything into one video, and then I have to spend a couple of months trying to like get onto the next one. So I just wanted to do like even quicker ones, just have more fun with it.
Yeah.
Do you get me?
Rated. Rated.
Like if you're gonna do something all the time, you actually have to enjoy it.
Yeah, of
I got
course.
to a point where I was not enjoying it as much because it's literally turned into work too much. And I get that's a part of it, but you've got to enjoy it.
Yeah, 100%. One thing I do want to ask you, and I wouldn't be doing my job right if I didn't ask you at least one challenging question. And one thing that I wanted to ask you is that the kind of music that you make. So first of all, for the people that haven't heard you, what sort of would you turn it into a genre? What would you sort of like? If so, you see, say for example, your song you see on Spotify when you finish listening to a playlist, and then it just adds the next tunes on that you think you'd like.
That would always be a problem for me, right?
Okay.
Because I don't know. I genuinely don't know, and I've wanted to know for a minute, but then I've got way too many influences, and like I said, I might pick some Afro drums, and then put some crazy guitars in there, and it just now is it Afrobeat? Is it like rock? You know what I mean? Then it switches it up type shit. So I literally cannot think of anything to categorize it in.
Okay.
But I do want to get to a point where I can just drop whatever, and it just gets. Basically, I want to be known for just dropping all types of shit.
Yeah. Okay, so fair enough. That sort of answers my question then.
Right.
But I was gonna say, so from the stuff that you've put out, it's very fair to say that it's very unique and very different than a lot of stuff that's out there. But with that being said, do you think that with the kind of stuff that you make, do you think there'd ever come a point where you feel like you might be forced into having to compromise your sound to sort of, what I'm trying to say is, do you think there's enough longevity in the sound that you make right now to make sure that it carries throughout your entire career, or do you think you'll eventually have to compromise it?
This is even the reason I stick with what I do, because normally I could try so many. I do other shit too. I jump on trappy shit because that's what I listen to, but it's not what I drop. I'm gonna start dropping.
I've seen you jump on a few features or something like
that.
Yeah.
That's what that's the way I'm trying to do it.
Yeah, I hear that.
You know what I mean? But like, I feel like there's more longevity in what I do because I feel it's timeless. There's no, for example, I dropped tunes. Dots made it 3 years ago, and I dropped it I made it 3 years before I dropped it. Do you know what I mean? So like, I feel like my music is actually timeless, so I can drop it whenever. I'm in no rush to drop it, and I feel like it's going to be as good in 10 years as it would have been 10 years ago type shit. Do you know what I mean?
No, but that's good, man. That's good because you're clearly a creative guy, innit? You know what I mean? As well as being on beats, being versatile and stuff. Another thing as well, like even again going on Dots, like your artwork for like when you drop a single. So obviously I'm on Apple Music, yeah. Big up Apple Music. Obviously you're on Spotify, yeah. It's a war, but I see like the image of the single and the image and stuff, and there's one for Dots where you're holding the globe in your hand. And it's like you drawn. I was like, who does that? Have you got someone who does that, or is it you like yourself? Or?
Yeah, it's my shorty.
Oh, is it? Yeah.
That's how I met her.
Oh shit, really?
Yeah.
You were like, just write a couple draw a couple things for me.
Literally. And then we just carried on talking for time.
Oh man, bro, that's sick, you know.
And it's also sick being able to just like bounce back and forth.
She gets
it.
Waves.
She gets it.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And even a thing like that, like the artwork.
Yeah.
It seems like just what it is, but it took time to figure that out. I did a shoot just for that.
Oh, okay.
And I mean, tried different things. I don't know. It's just even the things that I could get away with just doing half-assed.
Yeah.
I literally put like every single thing I can into it.
I see that. I see it on the detail to it. You know, as well as your music, there's detail to it. And I think it's sounded a good artist.
So I'm just trying to find that balance where it doesn't take as much for me, time, effort, everything to drop something, because I just put too much into every single drop type shit.
I hear it.
Which means less comes out.
But it is good that you're very close with someone who does all that sort of creative stuff for you, because there's nothing better. Say for example, I get it with Webbs who edits the videos. Yeah, there's been times. Big up Webbs.
Yeah.
There's been times where like we've made like special kind of episodes or whatever, and we've done bits with the edit or whatever, and then I've said, right, I want to do this, this, and this, and I know what I want it in my head. But he just somehow knows that's how I want it. He does it. He sees it as I see it, but I don't even have to explain it that well. He just knows what I want, if you get me.
That is
so it's just
priceless in anything creative. Do you know what I mean?
People who've got that same way.
Collaboration,
you know what I mean? You've got a tight circle like that who know as well.
It's perfect, because that's how you can get anything done, just videos, anything. I mean, because I've been realising as well, you can't do it all yourself. Do you know what I mean? For the most part, I'd be doing it all myself. Yeah. Like, yeah, it's long.
Yeah. Yeah. But one thing as well, before we sort of wrap this shit up,
Go on, quick that.
is one thing I want to talk about. Yeah, is I want to talk about your look, bro, because I think it's clearly very different.
Yes.
It'd be sick. I couldn't pull it off.
Yes.
Fuck me, I couldn't
Yeah.
fucking do it.
And,
It's sick.
and you're well tall, yeah. It's magical.
If you're listening to this in the car, yeah, or
That's how I get away with it.
Yeah. It's a uniqueness, man. It's cool, man. It's blessed.
if you're listening to this, yeah, in the car or on Spotify or whatever, yeah, this man sat next to me is fucking tall. I'm telling you, he's tall, you know.
You
He's tall.
can't take in the truth.
It's tall.
No, you need the visuals for that. So,
I
like
get
we're
that,
talking
I get
about visuals, yeah. Pre the YouTube team, because you know what I mean.
You know the vibe.
Crazy.
No, but you lot are saying this now. When I seen you like at the thing, you was going crazy.
It was like,
Yo,
yo.
you looking tough, bro.
Yeah, come on.
yeah, to be fair, lads, if I was like, where'd you get that jacket from? I'm like,
Yeah,
oh, right,
yeah.
okay, let's just calm down, let's calm down, but,
Yeah.
yeah, nah, to be fair, that's sick, but yeah, like, so, is fashion important to you?
Yeah. It's like I feel like I'm all around artist, legit.
Yeah.
Just because that's what I think about. If I'm driving on the road, I'll be looking at art on the like graffiti and shit, and be like, oh, I don't know. I'm just always thinking of something to create.
Yeah.
That's the only way I can actually be happy when I'm making some shit, whatever it is. And this is just another medium. Do you know what I mean? Gams
There
is
we
just
go.
another
There we
way to express.
It's part of the artist package, man.
Which
as
is-
well as production, beats,
Yep.
image, you know what I mean? It's all goes to one, innit? So.
Yeah.
That's literally the thing, like, it's so important, like I say, obviously, we talked about labels or whatever before, but like, labels look at that shit, like, they do look at it,
100.
like, they do look at it, like,
Yeah.
for example, Ed Sheeran, going back to Ed, yeah,
Mm.
he's not the best looking guy in the world, he's not the most stylish guy in the world, but everyone fucking knows who he is when you see him.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
He had a thing from the jump.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know who it is.
And you could just, distinctive type of thing.
Yeah, it's cool,
I get that.
but yeah, man.
Right now, I'm on a leather bag,
Mm.
and I know where to go for that.
Hey!
Yeah, I'll sort you out.
Alright, bro, get in
We'll
the
get
queue,
it
bro.
sorted. Let me know what you like, bro. We'll sort it out seriously. Let me know what you like. We'll sort it
Oh,
out.
Sweet.
But
Doctor, how long we been going, brother?
50 minutes.
Ooh.
50 minutes. Is there anything else you want to talk about before we go, bro? Anything you want to?
Tell me about the music that's on the way, man.
Yeah.
What have you got coming
I've
for
got a
us?
lot of music.
Oh, true.
I've got a project that I'm about to drop, but I'm only going to drop it when I feel like it.
Okay,
I keep
okay.
saying it's on the way, but I'm
Like,
actually going to drop it when
So, few amount of tracks.
That-
How many are you thinking of? Like,
it's
five
going to be a
amount,
bit
or-
like a proper thing. Like,
EP,
like,
mixtape, album.
Yeah, at least 12.
At
type
least
thing.
12?
Mixtape, album.
That I used to be like I'll call it an album really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing is, I've been making albums and like full projects. That's how I enjoy
Yeah,
making
yeah, I
music.
see that. Yeah,
Like
yeah.
a full story,
Mm.
transitions, the whole shebang,
Yeah.
interludes.
Mm.
Do you know what I mean? All that. But I haven't done that for a minute.
Mm.
I've just been doing singles. So.
So you're gonna hop back on that and then bless our ears.
Yep. Bro, like it's mad.
Mm.
Do you know what I mean? It's a mad project.
Cool, man.
It's a lot of tough music from literally like 2 years.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Probably more.
Mm.
Like I said, I drop shit
That
from.
you did that, and it come out 3 years
Yeah.
after.
Yeah. So it's like big songs that I've been holding, even new songs
Yeah.
that are big. I feel like I know when it's a big song. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you get that feeling.
Like just a big, like just power, like heavy.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like holds weight.
Very good.
But I've also been enjoying making trappy shit, just like fun,
Oh.
quick shit. Like
So
rapping
there's gonna be a
shit.
few of them on there as well.
Yeah, I'm just gonna like chuck
mix
them
and
out.
match.
I was thinking of going by Reaper, like and
Oh,
some
right.
trappy shit. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And then just doing another thing.
Mm.
Because a lot of people fuck with me, like a lot of people that will fuck with you and will run your thing up is like youngins, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
young bucks,
yeah,
like
yeah.
because they will actually obsess and they
Yeah,
won't think
of
about
course.
being cool or anything. They'll be like, oh shit, that's tough.
Mm.
And so like a lot of people kids hit me up like, yo, I like that trappy shit because I just put little snippets and shit. I like that trappy shit. So I've got to find somewhere releasing that somehow.
Mm.
Do you know what I mean?
Soon, land, brother. Soon,
Yeah,
land.
yes,
Yeah,
Really?
man. Bro, tell the people where they can find you and where your music is and all of that stuff.
Well, you can find me Ronnie Zyon on everything, RONNIE ZYON.
It's on the fucking screen there.
Yeah,
Bang.
on everything, and yeah, I've got a lot of heaters coming out to the point where I feel like I can take my time.
Nice.
Love that. If you're watching, hit my man up.
Yeah.
And Ronnie, thank you for your time.
Yeah, man.
Well,
Thank you for
pleasure.
coming on, bro.
Thank you.
Yes.
Pleasure.
So this has been Boxed Off Podcast, episode 42. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. If you've not subscribed on YouTube, fucking do it. Follow us on Spotify. Follow us on Apple.
Do the thing, man. Do
Yeah.
the thing.
Follow us on Instagram.
Come on.
But yeah, thank you for listening, guys, and we'll see you next week.
Peace
Nice
out,
one.
gang.
Bye bye.